So my name is Attila Mataraz. I'm one of the founders of blademax. So for over 100 years, the razor companies have been disingenuous to the consumers. They have not told you what's truly happening to your razors, all in the spirit of selling you as many replacements as possible, which is their business model. With blademax, we're going to allow you to shave the way you're supposed to. I'm going to explain to you how we can offer the closest, most hygienic, and longest lasting experience ever when it comes to razors. So many of you probably have had this experience if you're a razor user that, one day you're shaving and you're doing great. The next day, ouch, you have a cut, you have a razor burn, and you're wondering what's going on. The first inclination is, oh, it's dull, it's worn out, it's time to replace it. And that's precisely what the razor companies want all of you to think. Well, the reality is, if you're looking under a microscope, just after a few weeks, this is what's happening to your razor. This is primarily due to deposit buildup from your tap water. So you had deposits building up, you have pitting, eventually you have bacteria and rust, and all these contribute to a bad shaving experience that I think we all have had one time or another. With our technology, this is what blades look like after several weeks to several months. They remain disinfected, they remain preserved, they remain sharp, and they remain consistent, giving you that first shave feeling experience for months. I'll explain to you how that happens. But before that, keeping on the topic of the razor companies being disingenuous, they're now trying to resolve the problem of a bad shaving experience by offering you an even more expensive razor at a higher cost, which really, again, does not really present or address the root cause anyhow. So it's just a waste. So we've actually created a patented technology, just patented it last month. It actually works on a molecular level to bond and whisk away the contaminants that are found in tap water, which is the #1 reason for the degeneration of all razors. It's effective on any brand, works for male or female users, and also each ingredient used in our patented technology is FDA skin certified as being safe. So not just preserving the razor, but there are a number of other great benefits as a result of this technology. One is you're now extending the life of your razor by 6x. So a minimum of 4 months of use, 4 to 6 months use of your razor without having to throw it away after a few weeks like most people do. As a result, you have a lot of cost savings, up to 70% a year, which could be $75 or more depending on which brands you use. Also, because the component of the solution is also hygienic, it actually improves your skin health, whether it's on your armpits, your legs, your arms, your face, wherever. That improves by 30%. And also, going back to the environmental thing, as she mentioned, most people don't realize, but after diapers, razors are the second highest waste products that are non-recyclable and thrown away, not only in the United States, but worldwide. In this country alone, over 2 billion, that's billion with a B, are discarded and going to landfills. If we can help reduce that as well, then we have a huge positive impact. So this is what the docking station looks like that treats your razor. You just simply deposit it, it sprays, there's no soaking involved, it treats it automatically, you walk away, you come back the next time you're ready to use your razor, it's like brand new again. We're targeting a retail price of $24.99, and then with a $1.99 subscription, throughout the year, you get 3 replacements of the cartridge that you see on the right picture in the front, which is the magic solution that is the consumable of our own business model. Now, we're so confident in how many weeks you will get. If you actually look at the right picture, you will see a little window on top, a digital display. We will actually be counting the weeks that you're getting out of one razor as time goes by, because we know you will get a minimum of 4 to 6 months, and we're going to count it for you to remind you how well this product works. The market is huge here in, for this product. Worldwide, it's over a $7 billion industry. People shave everywhere, as you can imagine. In the US alone, it's $2 billion. We know in the US that there's roughly 150 million users that make up that $2 billion industry. If you look at aspects like improved skin health, blade longevity, the environmental factor, and then just those that, people that just love gadgets, we're looking at roughly a 16% of that, or 21 million consumers, that equate to about a $320 million market potential for us to tap into with all the features and aspects that we have to bring to the table with this product. In terms of competition, there's not a lot of efficacy out there. Nobody's addressing the core issue as we are in terms of the deposits and so forth. So we feel like we have a very strong point in the market in terms of efficacy, price point, and effectiveness. We have over 120 years of experience with the 4 founders. Some of them have been investors. Others are the scientists behind the product, and then myself, who is the businessman driving the business for this. In terms of traction, we're going to be starting with e-commerce early on, but we feel by years 4, the retail sector will want to have our products in their channels as well, and we really expect a huge uptick, being just under $19 million by year 5 in the business. Here's just an example from a scientific point of view how effective the razor is. I know we're out of time, so I'm going to pick it up really fast. The top row is our solution being used with a razor. The bottom row is not. And you can see what is happening in an accelerated fashion in terms of that contribution of deposits. We've done beta tests, very successful around the area, 3.5 out of 4. Another last impression of what this product looks like in terms of aesthetically in your bathrooms. And finally, we're doing a current raise of $150,000, and that's for us to get to the next level, which is to do a crowdfunding campaign together with our partners, Inventus partners here in Charlotte, to really launch this in a very public, professional manner to raise additional funding. Investment particulars, so we're doing convertible notes. If you have any questions, here's my contact information. We'd love to show you the full pitch and also show you the business plan if you have interest in this product. So with that, thank you very much.
Good job. Interesting product for sure. So what other applications can this solution be used for? I mean, I guess there's got to be other hygiene or other products that things build up on as
well. That's a very good question. I think we're just scratching the surface. I mean, one of the things is, believe it or not, even your utensils and your knife sets for cooking at home go dull, and part of it is not just from wear and tear, part of it is also from rinsing and washing it in your tap water in your sink. So we think that there will be actually a lot of applications that we're not even thinking of at this moment, but we think the lowest hanging fruit is the razor industry, because that's how we founded this product. It was a solution that we were having issues with, and that's what it was originally developed for, but there will be bigger and I should say other options as well, for sure, down the road.
What exactly is patentable, of it? I'm guessing whatever the...
So the liquid solution, we have found the perfect balance of addressing the core issue, which is not moisture, it's not other contaminants, it's actually the mineral contents that are found in tap water. Our solution on a molecular level will actually bond and surround those minerals and whisk them away. It will do it without having any type of corrosive or negative effect on the materials of razors. So we found the perfect balance between addressing the core issue but not harming the product or being harmful to consumers in terms of their skin. And that's the reason why the patent was approved for us, because of that technology that we developed.
I didn't get a chance to see the team slide as much, but are you more scientists, e-commerce, where's kind of the...
Yeah, good question. So Bill is a scientist. He's the one that created this based on his personal need and being frugal. And these other 2 gentlemen are investors, and they have been parts of multiple startups together with this gentleman, also relating to chemically developed products. One of them is, just to give you an example, a chemical product that eliminates your scent when you go hunting. It's now sold in Bass Pro Shops all over the United States. So these 3 have a history together of making success out of consumer products. I came into the picture specifically for this product, and I had the vision for the docking station, how to go to market, and so forth.
The one thing that I started thinking about immediately was toothbrush, right? Because everyone brushes their teeth, not everyone shaves. And I was curious. So I see you have 2 dentists on this.
It just happens to be their original occupations. Yeah.
Is this solution usable in that capacity? I can imagine toothbrushes have disgusting things on them as well.
It could be, but we're just focusing on the razor where we see the best effect at the moment.
Again, good storytelling. It's good. And I think I met you a couple years ago when you were kind of getting this off the ground uptown.
Correct.
So how much does it cost to make the cradle?
So the cradle is less than $7.
The when you model this thing economically,
Yep.
is it right to think that the more the economic opportunities in the monthly thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because my own opinion, I remember I've seen you present this before, and like I really feel like you should think about how can you reduce the friction on the cradle and charge more per month? Because $2 a month, man, like anybody who would pay $2, I gotta believe they're gonna pay $4 or $5, right?
Yep.
And so like, and I'm not advocating giving away the cradle because I think that's a bad thing, but like, if the cradle's $10, right, and it's $4 a month, Chris is signing up. I'm in, right?
Right.
And like, I don't think I'm gonna think about $50 a year,
Right.
In exchange for this, right? So like, is there a reason? Are you supply constrained or something, or what?
You're not the first person who's mentioned this, and we are dabbling. And one of the reasons we want to do this crowdfunding campaign is we'll be able to get in thousands of data points from consumers around the country to better define this price point. We think it might be a little bit higher. The reason I started so low in my thinking is purely because those users that use the Dollar Shave Club and Harry's and a couple other really discounted products are really looking at literally at the pennies very closely. And for them, this would still be palatable. But for the average person, you're absolutely right. They could probably easily accept $4 a month or even more. So we have to find out where's the best sweet spot for that.
Yeah. The other question I have is just the e-commerce thing, right?
Yep.
Acquiring customers is an awful thing. I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
Have you modeled that? Have you thought about that? Is there any, how are y'all going to do that?
Yep. So Inventus Partners has been our partner for designing the product. So they're the industrial engineers. We're working on doing a crowdfunding campaign together, which also includes developing an e-commerce website, which then will roll over into the official opening of the doors of the company. So they will be our partners because they are the experts when it comes to driving sales through e-commerce and crowdfunding leading to that. So they will be the subject matter experts to help us get off the ground, if you will. I personally have run e-commerce sites with my previous career as well. So between the two parties, we feel that we have a good chance of getting off the ground.
And to me, you never know what's going to happen with a company, right? But it seems like this is way more of we're going to sell this to some bigger distributor of similar products than build a standalone company, right? I mean, that's kind of, is that what's in your mind?
Well, our exit plan is we're going to be a thorn in the sides of all the razor companies because the truth is going to come out of the true life of razors. And we believe that part of the exit strategy is they will want to take us off the market, in years 3, 4, or 5. And that's part of the plan.
So I guess, if I were your partner,
Yep.
I would advocate the idea that there are some significant brands in the world who kind of occupy a similar space as yours, like Jessica Alba's company, Honest Company, right? If you went to them and said, "Hey, would you guys be interested in this convertible note?" Dude, they might just buy you.
Yeah.
Right? They there could be a way to get a partner who could really help you with the customer acquisition, really early on. And so, I would give it a shot pitching people like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely
you probably
right.
have thought about that.
Yep. We're targeting those types of channels in New York and LA because they're a lot more consumer product oriented than some other areas of the country. So that's on the radar as well.
Like a dermatologist office or anything like that. I mean, are there any other sort of B2B2C type channels that you think you can use to aggregate demand?
We've thought a lot of different. There's a couple different ones on the radar, but again, going back to the core, this for us is, in our minds, the low-hanging fruit at the moment.
I don't know, if we're in the old space and there were a million people here, I would ask the audience what they thought, but people think this is a good idea, right? We're liking this idea, yeah? Right? Yeah, right.
I have a beta user here, in fact.
Yeah, right.
There.
So he's wearing a mask, how would we know, right? But I would say to you, this is a good idea. Charge more. Find somebody who can help you acquire customers. Because the place where y'all will die, in my opinion, is trying to acquire customers on your own.
Right.
Because it's really hard.
I take that point seriously.
And Roy is fantastic at doing that stuff. I mean, he is, right? But there's other people who they can just sell it to their current customers.
Right.
Which is super cheap for them.
Right.
But jack up the prices, man.
Point taken.
Right. Yeah, it's good. Two great presentations, Warren. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.